New kid in town. Lehigh Valley native Saquon Barkley is back home, but it's his little girl that stole the show when it came time for questions.
Plus a devastating blow, that's what the mayor calls it, after learning his town is about to lose its only Starbucks.
And clocking out, reducing the 40-hour work week without a reduction in pay. You heard me right there, the push. That would make it the new norm. Those stories and more on today's edition of The Lineup. It's Friday, March 15th, 2024.
The Lineup is brought to you by TD Bank, America's most convenient bank.
Hey everyone, I'm NBC 10's Keith Jones.
And I'm NBC 10's Erin Coleman. Let's get you up to speed with what you need to know today, starting with an early morning shooting under a SEPTA train station in Kensington. A man is in extremely critical condition at this point. Happened just after midnight here at B Street and Kensington Avenue. It's right under SEPTA's Huntington station on the Market-Frankford line. The man was shot twice in the head. So far, no arrests. And it is yet another day of searching for the fourth and final suspect in that shooting at a SEPTA bus stop in the Northeast.
There's a $5,000 reward for information leading to the arrest of 17-year-old Asir Boone. 3 suspects are already in custody. The shooting happened last Wednesday afternoon as students from Northeast High School were gathered at a bus stop at the intersection of Cottman and Rising Sun Avenues. 8 students were shot and injured. Nearly a dozen students have been shot in Philadelphia over the past week.
Yeah, that's why people packed into a meeting with city leaders last night. Many came with solutions for defeating teen gun violence. City council members and the police commissioner joined in the town hall meeting in North Philly. They listened to kids, to teens, to parents and community members who say the violence against teens needs to stop.
They should not just walk up on somebody and kill them for no reason. Because all the mothers out here are like they're crying.
The youth and guns. I need to hear, because my son, he was only 16. Never got into fights.
The police commissioner called on people to make better decisions. $6.3 billion. That's how much is being proposed for Philadelphia's budget for next year.
Yeah, Mayor Sherrell Parker laid out her proposal to City Council yesterday in her first address as mayor. The plan includes expanding a commercial corridor cleaning program to city neighborhoods and piloting trash collection twice a week in areas with the biggest litter issues. It also boosts spending on schools, something the school board president is thankful for.
Very excited, looking forward to working with the mayor as the current Rose Bowl president. I'm excited about the increase of public education spending, and I know Dr. Wallington is as well.
Is that enough money?
It's enough, yes, but we can always use more, but it's enough.
One thing not in Mayor Parker's budget, a tax cut like Mayor Kenney implemented at the end of his term. And the Eagles are rolling out the red carpet, the welcome mat for their running back, Saquon Barkley.
Yeah, the Lehigh Valley native is officially a member of the Birds today. The NovaCare complex was packed yesterday as Saquon came strolling in to meet the media. Things got off to a cute start when he asked how everybody was doing. His 5-year-old daughter answered. Take a look.
How's everyone doing?
So at what point were the Eagles kind of on your radar and you thought?
And that got the crowd laughing. Saquon spent the first 6 years of his career with the Giants. He says he's glad to join the rival Eagles back home.
I definitely got excited about it. Obviously, when I put this hoodie on, it's definitely a little different. And, seeing my daughter there put it on the Philadelphia Eagles stuff, she's seen, we've been on the worst side of the rivalry, I guess you could say, for the past couple of years. But I'm happy. I'm happy to be a Philadelphia Eagle. Business side of it's over, and we get to keep the main thing, and let's go play ball.
I heard that. Keep the main thing, the main thing. Yes. Nod to Jalen Hurts there. You've got to sign on the dotted line first, which he did yesterday. 3-year contract worth just under $38 million. How cute is that, though? You hear your dad say, "How's everybody doing?" And you're like, "Well, hey, I'm good, Dad."
She's that outspoken, too?
I know,
In a crowd of strangers, adults?
Yes, like no one's going to answer. I'm going to answer him.
Yeah.
All right, coming up, the new push for a shorter work week.
We're back in 30 seconds.
Here we go.
Here I go again on my own.
Introducing the all-new TD Clear credit card with no late fees and no interest, just a simple monthly fee. That's predictability, even when expenses aren't.
$4? That's bananas.
It's a pear. Oh, man.
The all-new TD Clear credit card. That's how credit can be unexpectedly human. Call 1-844-TD-CLEAR for details about credit costs and terms.
In New Jersey, it's an all-hands-on-deck effort to save the capital city's only Starbucks. Trenton's mayor is now joined by federal lawmakers and even the governor, all asking the coffee chain to keep its doors open. The store, located on Warren Street, Starbucks has announced it will close later this month. Trenton's mayor calls it devastating to Trenton's economic revitalization. The next closest location for Starbucks drinkers in Trenton is 7 miles away.
Yeah.
Underperforming?
Isn't that crazy?
I guess.
It must be. Yeah, it must be something like that.
Oh, man. All right, the St. Patrick's Day weekend is here. We are sure to see plenty of green shamrocks, but here's the question. Why do we celebrate?
Yeah, why do we celebrate? Why is it so popular in our area? Well, Matt DeLucia wanted to find out what's the deal with St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, St. Patrick's Day. No, I'm not here to talk about this. I mean, it's not bad, but anyway, it actually is a day to honor St. Patrick bringing Christianity into Ireland.
We think, oh, he banished the snakes or whatnot, but St. Patrick brought learning from Rome. He brought literacy. He brought many things to Ireland that had not existed before.
Yeah, he studies Irish history, so this is a big time of year.
It's a time for peaceful gathering, for people to celebrate spring, to celebrate fellowship with each other.
And though it's more of a day for Ireland, we know that the holiday is well celebrated here with iconic imagery and tradition, perhaps most of all, this. And it's been said that St. Patrick used the 3 leaves to explain the Holy Trinity.
The big high holy day, as we call it, is coming on the day itself of St. Patrick's Day. And various traditions will be observed. Memories will be stoked and recalled.
Yes, we celebrate it well in the Philadelphia area with everything from parades to potatoes. No, not that kind. Yes, Irish potatoes.
Philadelphia was very much a center of early Irish immigration to America, much more so than many other cities where today we tend to associate Irish diaspora populations with St. Patrick's Day.
In other cities, they dye their entire rivers green. But why do we celebrate on March 17th? Well, it's believed that St. Patrick died on that day, and green has been worn to mark the occasion dating back to the 1600s, bringing the luck of the Irish ever since. Matt DeLucia, NBC 10 News.
It's a great explainer.
I've got to say, I've learned a lot about St. Patrick's Day and the history. If you watch our morning show, 4 to 7 a.m. on NBC 10, the history of the Irish here in Philadelphia. Learned a lot today.
Yeah, it's great.
It's strong.
Yeah, it's a huge population here in the city, too.
Absolutely.
Dating back to, what, the 17th century.
Look, and this is the time to celebrate it.
Absolutely.
We are counting down to the Phillies returning to Citizens Bank Park for their home opener against the Braves.
Now just 13 days away. First pitch set for 3:05 on March 28th right here on NBC 10. Now batting at Citizens Bank Park, a new team of ballpark bankers for the upcoming season. This year's roster of 53 ballpark bankers was sworn in Thursday in South Philadelphia. It says Thursday in the script, which is actually really great. I think it's Thursday. It launched the Ballpark Bankers program 20 years ago to coincide with the opening of the stadium that bears its name. Ballpark Bankers are actual citizens, employees who help fans find their seats and give directions during ball games.
They're very helpful.
Yeah, absolutely. NBC 10 is getting excited and getting you ready for the Phillies season opener with our Welcome Home Phillies special. We'll have live coverage for the ballpark on game day, from the stands to the field. It all starts at 2 p.m. on March 28th right here on NBC 10. I'm excited to host it this year. TGI Thursday. Well, imagine if yesterday was the last day of your work week.
Oh, my God.
We would be sleeping.
We would be asleep right now. That is what Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders is suggesting. He introduced the 32-hour Work Week Act. It calls for cutting the work week in the U.S. from 40 to 32 hours over the course of 4 years. And it calls for the reduction without any loss in pay. The bill specifies earning time and a half for overtime lasting more than 8 hours and double pay for overtime longer than 12 hours.
Despite an explosion, as we all know, in technology and a massive increase in worker productivity, nothing has changed. The sad reality is Americans now work more hours than the people of any other wealthy nation.
All right, so in defending the bill, Sanders pointed to other countries who've reduced their work week, including France, Norway, and Denmark. Here's the interesting thing about this. Always when we talk about a 4-day work week, I always assumed it was cramming 40 hours into 4 days,
so
which would be 4 10-hour days, right? Which I would still go for.
Sure.
He's saying, no, cut the hours, cut the days of the week, keep the same pay.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
It's really interesting. And so when you do that, all of a sudden the opponents start talking about the small businesses.
Yeah.
You know, these mom and pop shops that all of a sudden then can't afford to staff their place with enough employees.
How do they do it in other countries?
Right.
Like, I'm not above, like, hey, look, find what is
That's
working.
What we got to know, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Clearly, it seems to be working in other places.
Exactly. And some people are feeling like they've got to work, well, not feeling like, they've got to work more than one job to make ends meet.
Right,
like,
these days, yeah.
Yeah, you don't have time with your kids or your families or your loved one because you were just trying to stay above water.
Yeah, you're going to have mental health go up. You know, you're going to see people with better emotional health probably.
Yeah.
You see families stay closer together probably too. An extra day of being with your family.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Look, I was all for it when it was 4 10-hour days.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, hey, okay,
Oh,
Bernie.
100%. I'm in.
Right.
I'm in.
We'll see how far this goes.
I know.
But it's a gradual rollout. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
It's not like, all right, rip the Band-Aid off. We're going to it's like a 4-year process before we get there.
Yeah.
I could talk about this all day long. But that's our time. That does it for today's edition of The Lineup.
For Erin Coleman, I'm Keith Jones, but we can catch NBC 10 News updates right here on the NBC 10 app. You could listen to this podcast wherever you get your podcasts.
Hello, podcasters.
And also catch us weekday mornings from 4 to 7 a.m. To good health. Sláinte. Have a great day and a great St. Patrick's Day weekend.
Erin, go brah.